Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and I decided to do some news. I did a tarot reading yesterday, and I did lucky numbers, but I haven't done a news segment, and I will eventually do a sports segment. I just have to get used to it, or whatever. I have to get everything set up. My mind's kind of all over the place right now. Maybe because we're about to have a new moon in Capricorn, but I digress. I found this story and I thought it was funny. In my eyes, it's a publicity stunt, but hey, let's talk about it. All right, before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. All right, so title of this article from the New York Post, and it was on several news outlets, but I'm using the New York Post as the reference because they're the ones I usually go to for stuff sometimes. It says, man explodes Tesla after mechanics charge $23,000 for new battery. And also there's, I think the garbage people are outside too. So go figure, whatever. All right, it says the cost of a new Tesla Model S is about $95,000, but the experience of blowing one up is priceless. Finnish man Thomas Kattanen, I believe I pronounced that correctly, bought his Tesla in 2013, and it rode like a dream for about the first 930 miles. Well, that's not far. It was an excellent car. Then the error codes hit. After a month in the shop, mechanic said he need the whole battery cell replaced, and the price of at a price. Okay, I gotta focus. I'm hearing the garbage thing outside, and also this is making me laugh. I have to focus. Focus. The whole battery cell replaced at a price of 20,000 euros or about 23,900 US dollars. So I told them I'm coming to pick up the Tesla. He said in a video produced by Finnish YouTuber Pami Jakat, I believe is how you pronounce that. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. I don't exactly speak Finnish. So yeah, now I'm going to explode the whole car anyway. More than 2.8 million have watched the 8.5-minute episode of the reality stunt web show, which received a call from Kattanen for help blowing up his out of warranty Tesla. That's the other thing too. If it's 930 miles and then he had issues, how many miles did the Tesla have on it? I already have questions. Like, why wouldn't that have been covered under the warranty? It's 2013. He got it in 2013, but he's saying he started having issues at 930 miles. Okay, why didn't he just... Oh, whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and keep reading. Crews set up the explosion at a former quarry in snowy Jala in southern Finland, where they flanked about 66 pounds of dynamite to the self-driving sedan. The event wouldn't even complete a course without Elon Musk in attendance, which naturally he was not. But the crew did go so far as to hire a helicopter to fly over the blast site and drop a crash test dummy with a portrait of Elon Musk glued to its face. It was also wearing a jumpsuit and a helmet for realism. Tesla has been fighting off a lot of negative feedback as of late. The car maker is currently dealing with some heat from the government after the U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration announced a probe into their built-in gaming console earlier this week. Tesla quickly responded and agreed to disable the passenger play feature from 580,000 vehicles from their 2017 lines. Last month, Tesla also recalled 11,700 cars over a faulty self-driving system following again an NHTSA investigation behind the cause of 11 crashes since 2018 of drivers using autopilot. Evidently, a $23,000 bill to replace a battery is par for Tesla's course, while an inverse investigation in October revealed a discrepancy between Tesla's top dummy and the itemized receipts of disgruntled customers. Not only are their batteries less powerful and enduring as the company claims, but Inverse also found reports of Musk in 2019 stating that a total battery replacement should cost between $5,000 and $7,000. But FindMyElectric.com found that all parts and labor told, the final bill for their Model S premium battery can put a customer out up to $20,000. Demolishing the whole thing, however, was free. So when asked what's more valuable, a working Tesla or the thrill of blowing it up, Katanine had said maybe more explosion. All right. So, like I said, there's a YouTube video on this. You can watch this on YouTube. Let me go ahead and get my opinion right quick for this whole thing. Clearly, with this, I mean, there was publicity in this. He went to a YouTube channel guy talking about blowing up the car. More than likely, he was compensated. I would think he would have been compensated, especially when they say the video has, 2.8 million views. So the video has 2.8 million views. I would think that the guy who blew up his Tesla was compensated somehow. It wouldn't surprise me if the guy walked away with maybe, I'd probably say $5,000. And this is me guessing, maybe like $5,000 or so to blow up the Tesla. Because with 2.8 million views, I'm sure they made more than that back. As for the whole Tesla thing, I get it. I honestly think Elon Musk gets a lot of bad press. Part of it is because of jealousy. And the other part is, I mean, he's you know how sometimes people, they show up on someone's radar and they're just the flavor of the week to throw darts at. And Elon Musk is that person. I like Elon Musk. I think he's funny. He's eccentric and funny. Do I agree with everything Elon Musk says? No, I don't. However, he works really hard, and I always like hard workers. People who work hard always get a thumbs up in my book. And I know some people are like, well, he didn't work hard when he got the money from the government to keep his company afloat. Yes, we know. Tesla got money. For people who don't know, Tesla was going to go bankrupt. The only reason Tesla is in existence is because it was able to secure funding from the United States government. If not for the United States government, there would be no Tesla. That is a fact. However, you can't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate him because he was able. I mean, this is the thing. Not just anyone can go to the government and get money. You have to fill out documents and contracts and do all types of other stuff and get through red tape and everything else to get whatever funding you're looking for, whether it's grants, whether it's loans, whether it's whatever. It's not a thing of, well, the government is just like, oh, we're just going to hand you out money. No, you have to jump through hoops and filling out all of this stuff. Sometimes you have to hire people to write the grants for you and do all that. There's a lot of things that are more granular that you have to deal with in order to get that money. It's not where they're just like, oh, if you show up, we'll just give you the money. No, it doesn't work like that. So I get it. Also with Tesla, I mean, with electric cars, I'm not really, those who have followed my show, you know, I'm more into a hybrid approach of things, and that's in many things. I don't believe in extremes in most cases, where one extreme you're going to miss out on something else. And for for electric cars in general, let's just take Tesla out of the equation. For electric cars in general, they are not perfected yet. They have a long way to go. And I feel that you should have an electric car, but also have a backup. That's why I like the Chevrolet Volt. When they had that, I think they got rid of it. I don't think they have it anymore. I think it's the Bolt now, but it was like a hybrid. You could do the battery, electric battery, or you could do the gas. So if your car ran out of, if your battery ran out, then the gas could kick in and do its thing and stuff. Because there have been situations, I don't know if people remember this, where there were some fires out in California. Because for those who don't know, I used to live in Los Angeles. And when some of those fires happened, some of those people had Teslas. Well, guess what? Some of the Teslas couldn't get out because the batteries were not fully charged. So, make it make sense. That's what I'm saying. People need to have hybrids. Hybrids until you can get, or either have it done where you have a backup battery, which I don't understand why that isn't in electric cars anyway, where it's like, okay, we're going to put all of the power in the main battery, and then if it gets down low and you don't have time to charge or whatever, you have your backup battery and do that. But honestly, I don't even really want the backup battery. I'd rather do the gasoline. That's just me. And trust me, I'm not even a fan of things that are combustible. I don't like gasoline. I don't like natural gas or anything like that. However, it's a necessary thing that has to be used. And in addition to that, some people may not know this, but more than half of the electricity in the United States comes from fossil fuels. So when you're buying these electric cars, when you're like, oh, I'm saving the planet, really, you're not. Because what you're doing is you're putting more strain, and even Elon Musk said this. He said that the electric grid would have to be upgraded because more people are buying electric cars. Because guess what? If more people are buying electric cars run on, wait for it, electricity. And if they run on electricity, what will you need more of? Wait for it, electricity. So when you're doing that, and more than half of the electricity in the United States comes from fossil fuels, then you're going to bring in more fossil fuels to produce that electricity until you have a different way to produce electricity. Some people are like, oh, well, you can go green. Yeah, you can, but it's still not as efficient as fossil fuels. It's just not. In a perfect world, yeah, we could all just do away with fossil fuels, but you'd be surprised. Like, petroleum is in a lot of things. If you ever have time, for those of you who are like, oh, I love green, go online one day and just look up things that petroleum is in. And I promise you, it's going to be a laundry list of stuff. You would be shocked of what petroleum is in. Just throwing that out there. But when it comes to Tesla, I feel like Tesla is the Apple of cars. That's what it is. Tesla's the Apple of cars. Because with Apple, people buy Apples. They pay for the iPhones. They pay for the Macs. I have a friend who's in the process of buying a Mac computer right now. And because they're loyal to the brand, it doesn't matter whether there's a better product out there or not, because I honestly believe there are better products than Apple products. Me personally, I'm not an Apple person. If you're an Apple person, 25% of people listen to my podcast on an iPhone. So clearly I have people who like Apple. That's what they like, and I'm not knocking them for that. You like what you like, and also we have this thing called free will. So it is what it is. What I'm saying is that when it comes to Tesla, it's more about the brand than the product. And there's a difference. You have to distinguish the difference. Tesla has a brand. And I'll give you an example. Let's say that Tesla decided to start making video game consoles. If they slap the Tesla logo on the video game consoles, on a video game console that they decide to play, or either they send it out to a third party, or they do private labeling or something like that, people will buy it. There will be someone that will buy it because they see the Tesla logo, because of the brand, because there's loyalty to the brand. So that's what it's like. That's what it is. And that's how it is with Apple. If Apple is affiliated with something, usually it does well because people are loyal to Apple. So yeah, as for this guy and his $20,000 battery bill, there was no point of keeping the Tesla. I'm just curious where he's saying that the issue started at 930 miles when he got the Tesla. What's going on with the, like, dude, you couldn't turn it, like, they don't have any return policy on that, where after, you know, if it's under a certain amount, they're like, okay, wait a second, this thing doesn't even have 1,000 miles on it and is having issues. You know what, we're just gonna, that would be awesome. That would be, let me tell you this, if Tesla had a return policy, that would be good PR. That would build their brand even more. Where it's something where it's like, if you have an issue with your Tesla up to 1,000 miles, or up to, 2,000 miles, not something crazy, but up to 1,000 or 2,000 miles, if you have any issue whatsoever, you can bring it back. We'll give you a brand new Tesla, and do that. Because this guy is saying he started having issues right at 930 miles. So I just want to throw that out there. But for paying $23,000 for a battery to keep the car, definitely not worth it, especially since he said it was giving him issues anyway. I think that's really all I have. I just wanted to talk about this. You can go to the YouTube video. It's right here. You can see for those who are watching this, you can see it on there clearly. If you do a search on YouTube, blow up Tesla or something like that, dynamite Tesla, I'm pretty sure YouTube will take you to the video. Let me get going. I got things to do. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.